years ago, he famously told the nervous Green Bay fan base to relax after the team's 1-2 start. Coming off the Jets' blowout loss on Monday night, he dusted this one off, but has a new version of that refrain. Take a listen.
I mean, I think we always got to stay relaxed. It's a long season. I think at times people think the season is like you're out in the prairie or the desert and you're wandering around trying to find water. But it's more like a nice, slow bolero, you know, where we're just swaying with the music and reacting to whatever comes to us and through us. And we got to stick to the process and the preparation, the way that goes, and trust that it's good enough. You know, like a nice, smooth bolero.
We're just going to do a nice, slow bolero.
What is a bolero?
That's what it is?
What is a bolero?
I don't know.
You don't know what a bolero is?
I don't know either.
Just imagine the first thing we've ever agreed on. Look at us.
What is it?
What's a bolero?
Is this a dance?
It's a dance.
I thought that was.
Is that how you do it?
I don't know how you do it. Let's put it this way. Of all the dances that we might do, I think I have the best chance of being good at this one.
Yeah.
One way or another.
You ain't got no hips in it, though, Greeny. Don't
What's
you got to
that?
get some hips in there?
No, I don't have hips.
We've been working on the hips the last year.
Yes.
You've been working on them, Greeny.
We're going to need to continue that work. But here's the question I have. Is he right? Which is to say, there is two schools of thought. There is, oh my God, the sky is falling, otherwise known as the Greeny school of thought. And then there is the, let's just relax and do a nice, slow bolero coming off a blowout loss on Monday Night Football.
Everyone but Robert Saleh. And it's a must-win for Robert Saleh. And if the Jets lose, and it looks like it did on Monday night.
Defense.
Oh, my gosh. It is going to become alarms sounding. I think this is a close football game. There's no way that the Jets defense, now I don't think this is going to be easy for them. Like, Monday night, tough matchup. It's hard to simulate the speed and physicality that the 49ers play at, but the way that the interior was pushed around, the way that they aligned, if Robert Saleh and this defense doesn't fix that against Tennessee and they're going to see stuff that is similar, then this is a problem for their football team and the alarms go off. If you looked at the way they lined up, okay, like just look at how on the left side of our screen how far the defensive end is, and in comparison to the defensive tackle. For me as an offense, Greeny, when I run the football, I want to get offensive linemen to the second level. Look how easy it is for that group to get to the second level. I'm going to run for 15 yards on this play. And the Jets' alignment was so poor. Again, that defensive tackle, look how wide that defensive end is. Watch how easy it is for me as an offense to get up to those linebackers. These linebackers, C.J. Mosley and them, they were getting 6 or 7 yards blocked downfield. No wonder the San Francisco 49ers were going untouched past the line of scrimmage. Again, this Y technique that's part of their identity or DNA defensively. Offensive linemen they're blocking the linebackers at the same time as the back's getting the handoff. That is an alignment issue for the New York Jets. That falls solely on coaching. There was an element of being completely outcoached. They'll see stuff similar this weekend. If it looks the same, there's massive issues in New York.
This confuses me because I've been told Robert Saleh is a defensive genius. And I've been told he's a great defensive coordinator. That's the side of the ball that he's supposed to be in charge of, right? Aaron's got the offense, and he looked fine.
Yes, and that has been the problem with Robert Saleh because he's 18-34 as a head coach. This isn't just about this season. It is now your GM has given you everything that theoretically you need. You've got the quarterback. Now go win games, and when that doesn't happen, I will say, starting the season against the San Francisco 49ers, that is tough. So give them some slack there. But this week against the Titans, do not sleep on Brian Callahan. He's a first-time head coach, but he's one of the reasons that we're so high on Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, and that defense, markedly better.
Defense going to be much better this week?
It has to be, and I look at what Dan's point, because I remember playing against the San Francisco 49ers when I was in New York. Continue to kill
I'm just going to do the bolero.
They need to keep you on the screen as you continue to show your work. But I remember playing against the 49ers when I was a Patriot, and when you said, like, you can't get used to that type of speed, they beat us 33-6. I got home, my 4-year-old son said to me, Daddy, that red team kicked your butt. I know, I was out there, I experienced it. My issue with this is Robert Saleh came from the 49ers.
Yes.
He saw this offense every single day. So when you talk about alignments and how to beat it and defend it, hell, Kyle Shanahan knew how to defeat his defense. I expected them to know more. I know it was the San Francisco 49ers. This is defending NFC champs. I get it. But they're supposed to be the bullies, the Jets defense, and they got bullied on Monday Night Football.
Point.
Well, let me say this, because there's a lot of Aaron Rodgers talk, and we're not worried about the offense because he's on that side of the football. Are we forgetting that the Tennessee Titans only gave up 148 yards total to the Chicago Bears. That they held that offense to 15% on third downs, and they did not allow an offensive touchdown. So I don't think it's just going to be a walk in the park for the New York Jets.
You guys, everything you're saying is really ruining the vibe of
No, I'm doing
You know what you look like?
There's no
You look like the
trying to become.
It's a small world.
Well, you've just ruined my vision of myself. By the way, Aaron Rodgers the other day told everybody if you're going to jump off the bandwagon, stay off. Mad Dog Russo did not like that. Listen.
Oh my gosh, a Mad Dog.
I understand it's the first game, but that was an awful performance. And then I got to listen to Rodgers tell me, well, if you jump off the bandwagon, you're not coming back on. Aaron, you played one game. Go back to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has been here for a cup of coffee. He's been here for one game. Now he's going to tell the Jet fan what they can and cannot do about jumping off the bandwagon? Aaron, calm down. The Jets haven't won since 1969.
I can't have
Jets fans, just keep it going, right?
We're
staying on the bandwagon. We're all in.
We're all good. We're all good.
The hell with Mad Dog.
That's exactly right.
We're good.
We're good. I got no issues with Aaron.
None.
This is not an Aaron thing.
No.
I'm agreeing with you. If the Jets defense, which it should not, gets shellacked by Will Levis, who when last seen was throwing the worst pass maybe in NFL history.
Yeah, you guys should slow danced.
I don't even know if that's the bolero. That's the worst part.
I think it's fair to say there is no coach in the NFL with more pressure on them this weekend than Robert Saleh.
This weekend, every year.
That seat is hotter than fish grease right now.
That's hotter than fish grease. I'm 100. I don't even know what that means. Dance on, get up. Week 2 on the way. Let's play a game of what if. Hey, Kmart, you've got the game Sunday night in Houston. What if Caleb Williams outplays C.J. Stroud in that game?
Oh my gosh, we will go bananas. Listen, that'll be the biggest story. Everybody will say the Bears have found the guy who can win them a Super Bowl. That is huge because C.J. Stroud is the guy that everybody looks at when they look at Caleb and thinks those are the expectations and that's the ceiling for Caleb. If that happens, this desk might implode. That would be amazing.
I will remind you, C.J. Stroud started 0-2 last year and then had the best rookie season of all time. Let's see what Caleb can do. Meanwhile, Dan, I think this one is really interesting. Kirk Cousins is a terrific player. He deserves the benefit of the doubt for having 2 bad games. But everyone, starting with you, made the point he didn't look healthy the other night. Maybe not healthy enough to play. If he struggles again Monday night against the Eagles, do they have to consider going to the bullpen?
Of course they do. And not only does he struggle with the same philosophy offensively and scheme mindset of we're just going to be in the shotgun, we're going to be in the pistol, we're never going to move them. What happened this past weekend, and if it happens again, is you're taking one of the best play-action pass under center quarterbacks in football and totally taking that part of his game away. If the Falcons do that, it's not because they want to do that, it's because they have to do that, and that would be the greatest concern.
I agree with them 100%. When I call this game and looking at it, Kirk Cousins never looked comfortable out there on the football field. And I think also when it comes to rookie play caller Zach Robinson, you have to also help him in those regards. To not have a plan for T.J. Watt, who's led the league 3 of the last 4 years in sacks, and the 1 year he didn't is because he got hurt. You can't put Kirk Cousins in that situation.
Well, when you live in the shotgun and a pistol, that defensive end is like, hey, here it comes.
That's what I'm saying. But also another point of, offensive plays getting tipped off from the pistol and the shotgun. That's another component of it all as well.
Okay, so let's live in a world where they do make a switch and go to Penix, right? Can you go back?
No.
That's what I'm like. You invested $100 million.
So I think your point is fair. I don't expect this to happen. I think Kirk is going to play a lot better. I would expect them to try to get a little bit more of the traditional under center stuff to be a part of their offense. I think he plays better. But if they are in the philosophy that that is all that they can do.
And he's compromised health-wise.
That's a problem.
And that's why I think the answer to your question is yes, you can switch back
because an injury.
You're not benching Cousins. That's the point. I'm not sitting here saying, does Kirk Cousins need to be benched after 2 bad games? I'm saying, do they need to take him off the field because he's just so limited and so.
How I look at it from the minute Michael Penix was drafted. That high. And the reaction from the cousin camp of what the hell?
Well,
that's what I think.
Part. Exactly. And then look, Penix comes out, plays well.
Really well.
Now all bets
and if he's not healthy, then I don't understand how he was on the field in the first place. They had all training camp to see where exactly he was. Because to your point, going back and forth, you could have just started Michael Penix and put Kirk Cousins on PUP and then let him get fully
That's a good
healthy
point.
to run the offense that you're talking about.
Is it even remotely possible that that's just the offense they want to run? Right?
I think it's more likely that that's the offense that they had to run all offseason in camp because he was still recovering from the injury.
Yep.
And they haven't been able to implement more and more.
Well, if so, then J-Mac's point is a good one. I mean, they should have seen that coming, and maybe they didn't. That's an interesting one to watch. Again, that's against Philly on Monday night. I got one more for you, J-Mac. What if Justin Fields has a tough day in Denver for the Steelers on Sunday afternoon? What happens then?
Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson. It's time to talk about him being the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, Justin Fields got the win, and they were able to put up enough points to win that game. They kicked 6 field goals. 3 of them were off of turnovers by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So I'm looking at this where it's Justin Fields' job right now. But Mike Tomlin said it time and time again, Russell Wilson was supposed to be the guy. So if he struggles, I think that opens the door to get Russell Wilson back in.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. When I look at this team right now, I just view them as a wild card team because the offense can't go score points and score touchdowns. Now, if Justin Fields continues to progress, he goes to Denver, he lights things up, he doesn't turn the football over, and Arthur Smith is going to be a major component of that. I thought he did a great job of protecting Justin Fields and utilizing his strengths to the advantage of the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting him out on the edge, utilizing his athleticism in the run game, but giving them nice, quick throws as well. And Justin Fields did a great job operating that. And then the shots, when he had his chances to George Pickens, he hit his shots.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Knight, the legendary basketball coach, once told me there were some players that I would let them shoot until they missed one. And then the minute they missed one, they're not allowed to shoot again the rest of the game because they're not shooters. That's sort of the way, like, I think you leave Justin Fields out there until you lose one at minimum.
I totally agree. Absolutely. And I think going to Denver this weekend, if they find a way to win this game and their offense is functional enough, you don't look back. Because, one, I think
Just
this is going to...
functional enough?
Hear me out. I think, one, this would be the lowest scoring game in the NFL this weekend.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Denver.
Two, who's one of the best corners in football?
Pat Surtain.
Okay, so Surtain's going to go on George Pickens. And Denver's defense, the only reason Seattle beat them was because Geno threw 4 or 5 balls that are just absolutely remarkable. So Denver's defense is going to go, George Pickens, you're out. Or at least 50-50.
Yeah.
So Justin beat us a different way. And I think if Justin finds a way and his offense finds a way, because, again, I think Denver's defense is darn good, finds a way to score enough points, their defense will keep them in it. That's when you sit there as an offense and as a coach, and I think you go, all right, we just played against one good defense in Atlanta and one really good defense in Denver, and we're 2-0. And this is just the beginning. I think it's a massive game for Justin, again, to prove whatever it takes for this team to win the game, I'm good enough.
Quick final word.
Justin Fields has literally had the preseason opportunities and now starting in week 1 and now looks like week 2. He's had a lot of opportunities that we didn't think he'd get. So if he doesn't take advantage of it, Mike Tomlin better hope that Russell's hamstring is healed because he's going to have to make a change at some point.
Okay.